Lily sent me a message, I want a divorce. All communication must go through my lawyer. I simply replied, understood. Then I immediately canceled her credit cards and stopped all financial support. Just 72 hours later, her lawyer was frantically calling me. I, a 42-year-old man named Aaron, was still processing the shock, but I felt a strange calm. 3 days earlier, during a normal workday, my phone buzzed. It was my wife of 15 years, Lily. Her message was short and harsh. She wanted a divorce and said all communication must be through her lawyer, Mr. Davis. We had just had dinner and talked about weekend plans. There was no warning. My first reaction was shock and hurt, but a cold clarity took over. She had set the rules. Lawyers only. My reply was just understood. Then I got practical legal rules. Meant our informal financial agreements were over. I logged into my bank app and canceled her supplementary credit cards. She had a monthly allowance from me. I canceled that recurring transfer. All our shared subscriptions like Netflix and Prime were in my name, so I logged her out and changed the passwords. The car she drove was leased in my name, so I noted to discuss the lease transfer with my lawyer. Her gas card was tied to a canceled credit card. It all took me about 30 minutes. This wasn't about revenge. It was about accepting the new reality she had created. I forwarded Mr. Davis's details to my own lawyer, a top divorce attorney named Ms. Evans. I told her I needed immediate counsel on asset protection and next steps. That evening, the house was empty. Lily had packed and left. While I was at work 72 hours later on Friday afternoon, I got a call from an unknown number. It was Mr. Davis, Lily's lawyer. He sounded sharp and impatient. He told me Lily was having difficulties. Her cards were declined and her money was gone. He called my actions highly irregular. I stayed calm, Mr. Davis. My wife messaged me on Tuesday demanding a divorce and stating all communication must go through you. I followed her instructions. All informal financial support has ended. Future support must be discussed legally through you and my lawyer, Ms. Evans, whom I have retained. He was shocked. She needs money for basic needs now, he said. Where is she? I asked. That's not relevant, he shot back. You acted in bad faith by cutting her off without warning, Mr. Davis, I replied, my voice cooler now. My wife chose to end our marriage by herself, via text, and set the lawyer's only rule. She ended our trust, and communication. Financial support will be decided legally, not through frantic calls about declined cards. She was not the primary cardholder, he stiffly said. His client was seeking emergency financial relief. That's her choice. I said, direct all filings to my attorney, Ms. Evans. You have her details. I hung up. My heart was pounding. But I felt a sense of victory. She wanted a cold legal battle, and she was getting exactly that. A week later, things got more intense. Ms. Evans confirmed my actions were logical. Given Lily's message, Mr. Davis's first move was a formal request for emergency temporary spousal support. An astronomical amount that would have paid for Lily's old lifestyle, plus a new house and legal fees. Ms. Evans countered with a much lower amount based on actual need, pointing out that Lily had been the one to leave the house. Then the personal attacks began. Lily's best friend, Sophia, called me. She said Lily was staying on her couch and that I had made her homeless. Lily demanded a divorce and lawyers only, I explained. I respected her wishes. Financial issues must go through our lawyers. Just as she wanted. Sophia called me cruel and vindictive. She was emotional and made a mistake, Sophia said. I replied that hiring a lawyer was a specific choice, not a mistake. The situation worsened when Lily tried to drain an old joint savings account we'd both forgotten. It only had about $500, but her attempt to take it after demanding a legal process was a clear sign of bad faith. I froze the account. Ms. Evans said this action would help our case. 3 weeks later, we had our emergency support hearing. Lily was there, looking stressed. Mr. Davis tried to paint her as a poor victim of my actions. Ms. Evans calmly presented Lily's text message and my bank records. She showed that I was still paying the mortgage and major bills, proving Lily wasn't broke, just missing her spending money. The judge sided with us, ordering temporary support that was far Less than what Lily demanded, the judge told Lily that her own actions, the text and the attempt to drain the account, had created her situation. I felt like I had dodged a bullet. But the games weren't over. I got a call from my HR department about an anonymous complaint. It was a false accusation that I was using company resources for my divorce and that I was unstable. My boss knew me, and HR dismissed the vague complaint quickly. It was a clear attempt to mess with my job. Lily's mother also called me, crying and accusing me of being heartless for not giving her daughter more money. I stuck to my legal script, explaining that Lily chose this path and that our lawyers would handle the finances. I took decisive legal steps. I informed Mr. Davis that Lily needed to take over the car lease or return the car. She couldn't qualify for the lease, and after a deadline passed, the car was repossessed from outside Sophia's house. I also got an order for exclusive use of our house, which we then sold. About 7 months after that initial text, the divorce was finalized. It was a long legal fight, but in the end, Lily's tactics and bad faith actions caught up with her during the financial discovery. It was revealed she had a hidden savings account with inherited stocks. The judge was impatient with her delays and tactics, and the final settlement was much closer to what Ms. Evans and I had proposed. The house equity was split almost 50-50ths. Lily received only 2 years of temporary support, a much smaller amount than she wanted, which was meant to help her transition, not fund her old lifestyle. Each of us paid for our own legal fees. Lily now lives in a small apartment and works more. She complains about money. Sophia has distanced herself, and her parents are likely still helping her. She never apologized and still seems shocked that I didn't just pay for her life after she ended our marriage. Meanwhile, I am doing well. The last 7 months were stressful, but I have found peace. I kept my job and my integrity. I am enjoying my quiet house and my friends. This wasn't about revenge. It was about managing the situation with logic and legal strategy. She wanted it to be formal and legal, and that's exactly what she got, with all the cold financial reality that came with it. I feel happier than I have in years.